So good.
Yeah, there's a statistic that I was bringing up earlier. The poverty, this is in Massachusetts specifically. Massachusetts Family Institute did a study on fatherlessness.
Shout out MFI Mike King, my homie.
When both the father and mother are in the house, the poverty rate is 5%, but it goes up to 26% when children are living with divorced or separated parents. So that's literally 5 times the rate of poverty just by one parent not being there. So I think if that's a testament, obviously, of the fact that we need men.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty interesting. Where did you find that study?
You're also
Massachusetts.
90%, according to the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigations. This was a statistic that I read in 2018. If you are a person without a father in the household, you're 70% more likely to get involved in drugs. You are some very high percentage that I won't say a number because I don't remember, but please look these up for yourself. You are very likely to be involved in some sort of jail time or prison. You're likely to, and by the way, the majority of violent criminals are fatherless. The majority of rapists are fatherless. The majority of people in our prison system today, right now, 90% of them are fatherless. It's a spiral. As somebody who's dealt with emotional issues from having parent absentees or emotional absentees in their life, yeah, it is damaging. And it's psychological effect of it on children, of having the example of, first of all, acting impulsive, acting emotional, having no control on how you feel, or only being able to express your feelings through anger. Yeah, you end up in prison. That's what happens.
So anger, that's got to be a big thing.
Yeah.
Because anger is not inherently wrong.
But the ability
But
to
it's-
control
Talk about that.
It's so
Talk about anger and
natural.
how that
It's so
affects
natural,
men.
right? Like it's in terms of being a man, right? You're overly aggressive. You have testosterone. You're already pretty challenged in life in terms of your sexual aggression and your competitive aggression and your violent aggression. You have these different types of aggression, and personal experience is when you become angry or upset or sad or any kind of emotional that's like not happy, where you can laugh and get along with people. Personally, I found that it's very hard to communicate those feelings without just being angry, right, and aggressive. So I would snap at people, or I would feel the need to like hit things. Never people. I was never aggressive to people, but like things in general, right? Punching bags, walls, stuff like that. I used to punch holes in the wall all the time when I was younger. Trauma dumping right now on the podcast.
This is the time.
This is the time. But no, it's interesting to come from a personal place where I used to be that way, and then kind of look at some of the people in society today, right? And 2020 was a great example of this. It's like you watch these crowds of people, and I saw videos of like a man getting beat by seven people cut. Well, there was 2 white people that were walking down the street, and we don't have to edit this out. I felt bad about saying like that, but they were walking down the street and they were jumped by 7 people, and it was a man and his wife, and they were beaten with 2x4s, and the man was held and forced to watch as they beat his wife, right? And what I get from watching people like that is it's like you watch them and it's like there's no thinking at all. It's all acting instantly, what they're feeling right then, and it's like this crazy anger. And I watch it and it's like if I were just to allow myself to spiral, that's what I would look like.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is.
So it's a total separate. So it's interesting. It's almost like the wrong version of masculinity is where you completely detach yourself from all emotion and you feel nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But real masculinity, which is the opposite of what society would say, is you actually, in a sense, are in touch with your feelings.
You have teeth. Yeah, you're in touch with your feelings, but it's like I'm in a relationship, right? And it's a good relationship. I have a lot of counseling. We go to therapy from his parents, actually. We're awesome. They're like my mom and dad. But it's interesting watching myself from how I was a few years ago to now, right? Where I have these thoughts and I might feel like, oh my gosh, well, struggling with parental stuff, oh my gosh, abandonment, that kind of thing. It's like watching those feelings and going, okay, well, this feeling isn't fair because this person is not doing anything wrong. So what part of this feeling is honest and what part of this feeling is just lying to me? Plain and simple. Because you have feelings, but feelings can be wrong.
Yeah.
Feelings can lie. And that's why I have this friend, old friend now, she used to say that feelings are awesome, right? They make a great servant, but they make a terrible master. It's a good saying. It's a wise saying. It's nothing like crazy profound, but it's a good saying.
Mhm.
And it's absolutely true. If you're mastered by your feelings, you'll never be in control of your own life. Jordan Peterson talks about like honesty creates the greatest adventure for your life.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, you have to face everything that you're actually going. You
you
can't.
have
There's
to face
nothing that
things.
you're.
And it's like this, the concept of it isn't that, well, you just tell the truth, everything's going to be more exciting, but it's that you are living as absolutely true as possible. So when you lie all the time, you create this false bravado of yourself and you don't actually get to live as you are.
Yeah.
So you're lying. But back to this whole feelings thing is, okay, being able to understand and being able to comprehend and being able to communicate these feelings as, okay, well, this one I know is wrong, but this one, I'm upset about this because of this. So let's talk about this. And kind of talking out loud, right? I was just listening to John Deloney. He's the guy your dad sent to me, who's an anxiety therapist.
So good.
He is.
Yeah.
He's really good. And he was talking about him and Jordan Peterson, a podcast together. They were talking about how listening and talking to each other and volunteering solutions isn't always the key, but that talking out loud to somebody and saying your problems allows you to say them out loud and then think of an answer for it yourself, like a solution to your problem before the other person even gets to respond.